Welcome back. Empire's Finest, episode 17. I finally wrote it down in my notes. Sorry, Hunter. We're back in studio. Bright-ass lights, hot as ever. I'm sweating my fucking dick off. Ooh, hard dick in the first minute of the podcast. Before I even introduce the man, the myth, the legend, my right, your left, as always. And Font One. Font, what's going on, buddy?
You know what, man? I don't even know anymore.
I
don't even know anymore.
What a show we have in tail for you. So much shit going on. Let me just fucking fix my mic. Yada, yada, yada. All right. Obviously, it's a day late. It's just been an insane fucking week. 2 weeks for me. I know Font's got a crazy new work schedule, so a lot of shit going on. I mean, that's why I haven't been blogging. This has been the longest I've been without writing since I started, which is kind of crazy considering it's only been 10 days, but something like that. So, sorry if you enjoy reading my stuff, but crazy week. We're here Thursday. You're watching on Friday. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully this is a good way to kick it off. Like I said, fucking jam-packed show.
A lot of stuff.
I shouldn't have slammed the table.
We
We got college football. NBA is back. NHL is back. You know, Major League Baseball. But Aaron Boone is back, baby. Let's fucking go. Aaron Boone, new contract, sitting in the Yankees dugout. Another, how many years? 3 years?
I can't believe they gave. Well, they gave. I think it's 2 years with a third-year option.
So, yeah, 3-year deal with an option after 2. Only time in history a Yankees manager has coached for 5 seasons without bringing a World Series and then is coming back. So, Joe,
Yes.
insane. Font, let me hear it.
I'm sick and tired of this hypocrisy, tyrannical reign that Hal has brought upon this franchise.
But he demanded he do better, though. He said he's going to come back, but he demanded he do better.
Fuck Hal. He's a stupid piece of shit. I fucking hate him. George is rolling over in his grave literally as we speak. This is absolutely embarrassing. Hal has become just a typical money-hungry billionaire that doesn't want to spend money, that thinks that just because they go to the playoffs and they have a chance to win is good enough. Well, it's clearly fucking not, because nobody's fucking happy. And his stupid, brain-dead crony, fucking Brian Cashman. I'm really getting sick of that dude too. He goes up there, blamed, and is saying to the fans, "Oh, how could you guys be mad? How could we be mad? I don't know, buddy. How could we be mad?" I've watched at least four players under Boone's reign, not only regress, but regress to the point that they might not even be starters anymore. And I'm talking guys that were borderline superstars when they came up. That's Glaber. Miguel Andujar hasn't even seen the field. Yeah, exactly. Hasn't even seen the field. A guy that literally challenged Shohei Ohtani for Rookie of the Year. I'm sure everyone forgot about it by this point because Miguel Andujar doesn't even play anymore. The guy doesn't even play. Glaber Torres is, I don't know what the hell happened to Glaber. I really don't. I don't even know if he's fixable at this point.
I don't know. He seems like he's got a little bit of Mets disease in him, where like a little bit of something and then nothing after. But I mean, it's just crazy looking back. Because right before Boone was hired, it was Girardi. They were 9 innings away from a World Series. They lost.
Yeah, they lost in Game 7.
Game 7 of the ALCS. They move on from Joe Girardi, bring in Aaron Boone, 100-win season first year, and then nothing after that.
100-win season first year, lost in the ALDS in 4 games. So, big fucking whoop. Then the next year, they won 103 games, won the division, and
didn't win a World Series.
Lost in the ALCS again.
Didn't win a World Series, all that matters.
2020, lost in the ALDS. 2021, lost in the wild card. So we're
lost in the wild card to a rebuilding Red Sox franchise.
I think the Red Sox are better than everyone thought. I mean,
I listen. We had this conversation after they came back in Game 1 after Sale's shit performance of the DS. I was like, they're a World Series team. Listen, though, the Astros are fucking good. We forget 5 straight ALCS for the Astros. They're fucking.
Red Sox
they're good.
made a very typical AL East mistake, which now becomes synonymous with this division and its managers.
Wait, what? You think they made a mistake with Cora?
Burning your best starter to try to be a closer, and he ends up absolutely shitting the bed.
Was that your on?
That was remember Evaldi when he thought he had that strike 3 call on the curveball, and
okay, but that's not Cora's fault. That was one of the worst calls we've seen in the playoffs this year. Probably second worst behind the Wilmer Flores check swing in the NL West or the NL wildcard game. But you can't blame that on Cora. That was the right call. It was a bad umpire away from out of the inning.
The issue I have with throwing your starter into an inning like that is just he's a starter, and for all intents and purposes, he's gonna be their game 6 starter, supposedly.
Whatever it is, yeah, something like that.
I'm sorry, but you don't burn the guy when you know you're gonna need him. The Red Sox have enough bullpen arms.
Who? Hansel Robles?
Oh, forget about Hansel.
Hansel Robles?
That
pop fly? Nope, it's 450 feet, Hansel.
That was actually one of the funniest things I've seen Hansel Robles ever do. He's still pointing in the air without a 450-foot bomb.
Listen, while we're talking about Hansel and all the other disastrous former Mets, I look around these 4 teams left, and there is just too many Mets players. Too many Mets players that we like at OA. Justin Turner, he was washed. Oh, now he's got the most Dodgers postseason home runs ever. Cool. Travis d'Arnaud couldn't fucking catch. We sent him away. I mean, that was a few years ago. Now he was I'm pretty sure he's a silver slugger catcher. And then that doesn't count. Guys like whoever else. It's hurting my brain to think like this.
Eddie Rosario. Is he on the?
No, I don't think he was a Met. Whatever. I mean, listen. You just look around. There's just too many former Mets people everywhere. And then the Mets, Billy Beane is officially out. The Brewers GM is out.
Yeah. So who the hell are you guys hiring? That's a good question.
The Mets have a Sandy Alderson problem. That's really what's going on. There's a rumor swirling around. This comes from Martino, so with a grain of salt.
Is this about Alderson's son being the assistant GM, and this is not good.
I was about to lose my mind last night about when I read that, and then it's funny. So the Brewers guy, I forget his name, he withdrew his candidacy from the Mets job, and then in a later, it had to have been 24 hours later, the next day, he wrote a letter to someone, and he was like, the only reason I even considered coming to New York was because of Sandy and Steve. So the Mets have a Sandy Alderson problem. We kind of talked about this. He's doing 4 or 5 different jobs at once. It's becoming an issue. We need a manager.
Well, you need a president first.
I know. Yeah, of course.
100%. President first.
Yeah, listen, there's a few managers that I wouldn't hate getting.
I've heard that they're thinking about there's somebody in the Dodgers front office that they want this is just what I've heard, but I've heard that it's almost like a done deal, but they can't say shit because the Dodgers still in the playoffs.
Fine, I love you, and I'd love to trust you on this, but last time you gave me a tip like this.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. Hey, that actually ended up turning out to be a good thing.
Thank God. I'm happy. I'm happy we didn't get Trevor Bauer. But yeah, Font was like, "Trust me, Bauer to the Mets confirmed." I had it all fucking typed up. I was like, "Psych, he's going to the Dodgers."
Well,
fuck Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer kind of fleeced everybody because he told the Mets he was going to sign there too.
Trevor Bauer's a scumbag, but that's nothing new. This isn't a Trevor Bauer podcast. Actually, you know what? We might be the first anti-Trevor Bauer podcast. You know what, Trevor Bauer? Fuck you. There you go. Empire's Finest, the anti-fucking Trevor Bauer podcast.
Yeah, fuck Trevor Bauer.
There you go. Fuck Trevor Bauer. All right. One more note while we're talking about Trevor Bauer. I don't know if you know this, but he's been doing fucking World Series watch-alongs for 330 viewers with no comments on. I don't think anyone's allowed to comment. All of his tweets are protected. His agent's tweets are protected. Rachel Luba, whatever. It's so fucking funny. But just dude, maybe just try and stay away from baseball. From someone who was so, whatever. Fuck Trevor Bauer.
He's just a scumbag. He's a piece of shit.
All right. Aaron Boone is back.
Sadly.
Mets don't have a president of baseball operations or a manager.
I'm gonna burn down Yankee Stadium.
Yo, one other thing.
If we don't have the I want.
If the Braves make the World Series, which somehow, some way, it looks like they might be. They're up 3-2 right now, right?
3-1.
3-1, right? If they beat the Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves represent the National League East in the World Series after the Mets spent 103 days in first place, I'm not going to say it because it'll probably get us banned on YouTube or whatever other platform, but that would make me want to go visit my local bridge.
My local bridge.
Shout out the Tappan Zee Bridge, not the Mario M. Cuomo Bridge.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Yeah, no, it's
Sorry.
It's always a Tappan Zee.
Tappan Zee forever.
Let me tell you right now, if the Yankees lineup next season doesn't feature Corey Seager, Matt Olson, and not Gary Sanchez.
You don't want what's that guy, the center fielder, Kieran Hayes? Not.
Okay, tell
Marte.
To be honest, dude, I could honestly do without him.
Fair enough.
You could put Judge in center. And
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna work out really well.
Stanton to play the
Put your
every day.
put your Yup. Great idea, Anthony. That literally was like Tommy Smoke's blog where he was like, "What I want the Yankees to do next year."
Yes, I know. The first guy he mentioned was Ketel Marte, and I'm like, bro, enough with this guy.
Well, not even the Ketel Marte. I think it was like the left field one. He was like, "I don't know. It's Brian Cashman's job, not mine." I saw him getting roasted on Twitter for that actually, but like he's right. Like it's not your job to fucking figure out who your left fielder should be. It's your general manager's job. All right.
He's gonna re-sign Brett Garner. That's exactly. That's what Brian. I know Brian Cashman. That's exactly. He's gonna re-sign fucking Brett Garner. Brett Garner.
You think he's gonna trip Brett Garner out there for 100? You think he's gonna play 110 games?
Brett Garner is going to be our everyday left fielder again. I could almost freaking guarantee it.
Oh my God, I would love it. I would love.
I
would love every
guarantee
second
it.
of it. Overall, though, great MLB postseason. Obviously for ratings, they want Boston, LA. That'd be That'd be the 2018 World Series rematch. I don't know. The Atlanta looks dangerous. They're just like Jock Peterson's a fucking madman.
That's a fact.
Like a madman. Yeah, this Braves the craziest part about this Braves team is
to be honest,
no Acuna.
I also think the Astros take it, close it out in Game 6.
Oh, the Red Sox. Yeah.
It's tough.
Astros
It's
are
tough to come back from losing 2 games at home, and then having to go back to Houston. It's not. That's not something you just come back from.
Astros are good. They kind of ran away with the game last night, and that blown call really changed that series a little bit. When did we start? How long are we going? All right.
That was
not bad. Not bad. All right. NBA's back. Knicks won in double overtime last night.
I took the Knicks -2.
W.
Sweated it out the entire time.
Crazy. They were up 10 in the fourth quarter, right? And
I know. I was sitting there thinking, easy bet. Celtics came back, tied the game. When Marcus Smart hit that 3 to tie the game, to go into overtime, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Garden looked rocking. New York is back.
Evan Fournier's There was a beast last night.
The French assassin. He's French, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Is Nikita still on the team? Frank Nikita? Who's the other French guy?
I think Frank's still there.
He lives in my hometown. Fun fact. All right. We're going to do the NFL, but we're going to do some NFL stories and then NFL games from last week and then picks and then this week, etc. But there's two pretty big, I guess one pretty big storyline that I want to talk about. The Washington football team retired Sean Taylor's jersey. Mm-hmm. Now there's a lot happened. So supposedly this came out. They didn't release that they were retiring his jersey until 3 days prior. However, the football team always planned on doing a Sean Taylor Day. They had months blocked out. They were renaming a street after him, a bunch of crazy stuff. And then, of course, so football team fans were really mad about that. Obviously, Sean Taylor is like a generational player.
He's a legend.
Exactly, like literally.
I think easily the most famous Redskin of all time.
100%.
And he was a Redskin. I'm not calling him the football because he was on the Redskins.
He was a Redskin player. So everyone's all really pissed off about that. Fans are mad. And 3 days notice, can't really get there, especially because DC, it's such a. Their fans are probably not all in. Were they in Rowjon, Maryland, wherever the hell,
Oh God, I don't even.
Yeah, exactly. Football team fans, they're not like New York fans, where they're not just all right, we can hop on a train and get there. They would like a little bit more than 3 days notice to watch their favorite player ever have his jersey put in the rafters. So that sucks. But then the craziest part about this thing was the video that comes out after. Jackson Mahomes puts up a TikTok. Obviously, everyone knows Jackson. He is Patrick's brother, TikTok star. She goes mega viral all the time. He's always in headlines. Cringeworthy maybe isn't the word for it, but he's always doing something that's getting attention that either he wants or doesn't. Yeah, all those words can qualify. He was dancing inside of a roped off part of the field with Sean Taylor's number on it. Now, like Anthony, I thought this was the fucking craziest thing in the world. Why would he be literally inside a roped off number? And the video that we saw was just you only saw two sides of the fencing, so it doesn't look like it was, it looks like he went inside there just to do the video and then get out. Apparently, the football team's security and game day operation people put all the VIPs inside that area. So I saw a picture from the stands, and it was all the celebrities. So it was Jackson Mahomes' wife, or whoever else. And all those people, they were inside the roped off area on top of Sean Taylor's memorial. So obviously Jackson Mahomes did not need to do a video dancing on it. It made him look like a fucking gigantic piece of shit. And he probably is,
Of course he is, 100%.
He's dumping water on people. I'm not saying he's great, but I will just say that story got a little bit carried away. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was. He's still an asshole.
What I want to know is why the hell are they on the field? Shouldn't they be in the box? I know damn well FedEx Field has a box.
Yeah, Dan Snyder sits in his box.
Why are they not in a box? Why are they on the field?
Because he had to get his video off, bro. He's got to go bye-bye. He's got to do the numbies.
So
yeah, obviously the football team's got a lot going on right now. The
email gate.
We also forgot to talk about this last week, but John Gruden obviously got fired.
Did we forget to talk about that?
We didn't forget. We might have.
I think we mentioned it.
No. You and I talked about it after, but it was whatever. It didn't fit the script. But the best part about that, and we thought that the Gruden thing was going to be the tip of the iceberg, and as of now, a lot of it's cooled off a lot. There was 600,000 emails that are being investigated about supposedly one of the worst people in the NFL business, Dan Snyder, all of his Bruce Allen, all these people, and over real heinous fucked up real human life shit. And obviously what Gruden did was wrong, and he should deserve to be fired, and he'll probably never have a job again. But how is John Gruden the only one that looks bad out of all this?
Did you see the one about Adam Schefter? Why he needed to make an apology about that, I thought was the stupidest thing.
So this is a super we can get into the professionalism of journalism. Obviously, I'm still a fucking college student. I'm doing a podcast in my college studio. I'm still I ain't no journalist, but you're writing and you take classes and you try and learn all this stuff. And the first thing you're taught is like, don't send your questions ahead of time to your interviewee or like stories ahead of time. And the worst part about this just sucks for Schefter because it had to come out. Like, obviously Schefter does this because if Schefter didn't do this, he wouldn't get his scoops. Yep. Rappaport does the same thing. You want to talk about Shams and Woj?
Why do you think they're the first ones to get any of this
How do you
stuff?
think Woj knows every single NBA draft pick before it happens? Because he lets these people control the narrative about themselves. And as, we become social media, everyone's become so much more accessible.
As best they can, he lets them do whatever they
want.
want.
Right, and obviously, there are lines and stuff, where, Schefter didn't need to check with Bruce Allen on, a anti-Redskin story. Or, there's just so many things that are so many different factors, but I mean, just like the biggest part of it is like obviously Adam Schefter sends his stories to other people to make sure that it's gonna be okay when the people's names go on the record. Because I'd rather have names on the record and do what Schefter does than do what the AP and the NFL did last Friday, the Friday news dump, where they were like, yeah, nothing else was in the 600,000 emails. Like that was it. That was one AP source. That was it. It was a big week for journalism.
Listen, I know damn well there was a lot more in the 600,000 emails.
And we're gonna find out.
I know damn well there was a lot more. Had to be.
Yeah, there's definitely some shit going on. I mean, so far, like the common gist of it seems that it was John Gruden, Schefter, and then Bruce Allen just sending like nude pictures of girls to like different people on his phone, and like that was it. I saw one funny one, and it was a picture of like a naked girl shoving a needle up her ass, and his comment was he sent it to like a few people and was like, for our next meeting on steroids. that was it.
I really don't know how Dan Snyder's allowed to own this team anymore. I really don't.
We can talk forever about NFL
we can
owners.
talk forever about the Snyder family.
Listen, Mara ain't much better. Humanitarian. Mara's a great guy. Sorry, I should have. Mara also hates fun.
For a bunch of
he doesn't even like when people celebrate.
Yes, for a bunch of on the field stuff, I want to take Mara and throw him off the top of MetLife Stadium.
But at least she's produced championships. Football team hasn't won in God knows how long. All right. That was anything else off the field you want to talk about? From last week. Not before we get into this week and Deshaun and all that stuff.
No.
All right.
I think we're all clear on that.
A few game notes from last week. Derrick Henry's a fucking savage.
That man's a king.
Think he's gonna win the MVP? Think he can't? Do you think they will get a running back an MVP award anymore?
Yeah, I think they would.
If you do,
I think he'll have to have like an amazing season.
I think he's at like plus like maybe like 1,100 right now, plus 800, something like that for MVP. And the thing that I'm concerned about him is like obviously the joke is that he doesn't really get productive till the end of the year, and we're only we're 6 weeks in.
He almost has 1,000 yards already.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're not normal.
I think he's at like 960.
We're not normally getting this production from him so early in.
I have him in my other fantasy league, my $150 league. He put up 35 this week. It's like 3 touchdowns and 100 and something yards.
Regular season MVP. All right, let's go look at the odds.
It's got to be. I'm trying to think who's the. Lamar Jackson's, I think, up there.
Josh Allen, I see a plus. Okay, so Josh Allen plus 300, Dak plus 400, Lamar plus 900, Brady plus 500. Kyler Murray is the favorite right now, plus 250. So Derrick Henry is. Let me see. Plus 1,800.
Plus how much?
1,800.
1,800?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is that a play?
I think I'm gonna play that, man. I mean, let's put it this way: if the Titans win their division, win their first round playoff,
such frauds,
get to the. I'm not gonna say they have to get to the AFC Championship, get to the divisional round. And Derrick Henry has. I mean, right now I think the dude's on pace for almost 2,500 yards.
He's definitely on pace for 2K. Obviously 2,000 yards isn't.
He just had 2,000 last year too. I mean, like,
yeah, but 2,000 in this year with the extra game isn't going to be the same as what it once was.
He's going to one up it.
It's going to be like 2,150. It should be probably like the new benchmark. But
what if he runs for 3,000?
I just can't believe the Titans, those fucking fraud Titans, the same team with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback that lost to the New York Jets, gave Zach Wilson his first ever NFL win. How do they go out and then go beat the Bills primetime Monday Night Football and not even just they covered, they beat them, like they won the fucking game. Crazy. I'm so confused about the Titans.
I am too. I'm very mad that they won that game.
If you listen to the show for a few weeks, I've been heavy fraud on Titans. Called it the week before they lost to the Jets. Of course, they won that week. Then they lost to the Jets, and I haven't been able to get them right. They just they flip-flop back and forth. They're just like one of those teams where they play up and they play down, and they don't ever set the tone.
Constant about their team is that Derrick Henry's always going to have at least a touchdown and over 100 yards.
What happens if Derrick Henry gets hurt?
What happens if Derrick Henry gets hurt?
Like that team doesn't do anything. That team becomes
That team does.
that team goes from a
absolutely nothing.
12-5 team to a 5 and
They
a
do
6 and 11 or
absolutely nothing.
7 and 10. So we'll see what the rest of the season holds for the
If
Titans.
Derrick Henry continues on this trend, I'm going to call it now. Derrick Henry continues on this trend. He damn well might be the best running back in NFL history.
Really? It's a bold statement. I don't know. It's hard for me to talk about the greatest running backs in NFL history because, like, my era of
Who do they consider the greatest?
That's what I'm saying. My era of football, and
Still
even
Jim Brown?
even yours to an extent, I didn't watch any of these people. Like
That's a problem. I haven't seen any of
the
these.
greatest running back I saw play probably like consistently would have been AP.
Yes.
Like that dude was a fucking, every time
The
he was
original all day.
right. He's an electric factor every time. So. And Derrick Henry, like, they're different types of running backs. Like, Henry, obviously, he's so big he can run you over, but he's also fast as shit. But, I don't know. He doesn't.
How do you tackle somebody that big? Like,
you don't. You get run over, and
business
you get
decision
run
every
over, and you
time.
grab an
Did
ankle
you
on the way
see
down.
him? He stiff-armed a D lineman in the middle of his chest and just sat him down.
Yeah, I mean.
Freaking D lineman. Like, bro, it's every week I see new stuff from Derrick Henry. I don't even know how it's possible, but he keeps doing it, so.
Yeah, he's going to keep an eye on him. Plus 1,800 for week.
I'm probably
week
going to
7.
put that in just for the fuck of it. Why not?
All right, my next point I have written down is that Trey Albert, stop telling us the Ravens suck when they're 6-1. What are they? They're 5-1.
5-1.
5-1.
They
Beat the Chargers.
They
Dismantled the
They
Chargers.
damn well may be top 5 team in the NFL right
Like
now.
I keep losing money.
Lamar Jackson, I think, is actually having his best season.
I keep losing money on the Ravens because Trey keeps telling me they're bad, and they lost 1 week on a crazy fucking play, the Monday Night Football to the Raiders. Insane game.
Yeah, just because they lost week 1.
And that's
they
it.
They haven't lost since.
And I'm like, you know what? Trey's right. The Ravens do suck. The Ravens don't fucking suck. They won their first playoff game last year. They were in the. I think they weren't in the championship game, but they were in divisional round. Because wild card.
I don't think they made it to the AFC. They haven't made it to the AFC championship game.
Right. So they lost. They lost to the Bills in the divisional round last year.
They lost to the Bills in the divisional round last year, but the Bills are fucking solid.
Right.
And they lost to the Titans, I think, the first year when they were like 13-3. But I mean, that was Derrick Henry's like breakout year.
So fucking annoying because
take it for what it's worth.
like when I get to my picks from last week, like both teasers I had the over in the Ravens Chargers game and the Chargers +9, and the Ravens.
Do you know how confident I was in your teaser? I was sitting there like, oh, this is gonna win. Like what I did, everything. No matter, I kept looking.
I was gonna
at
save this for the end, but I knew we lost when you put my teaser in the group. When you took a screenshot of it, then you put it in and put it in, then you put it in the NFL chat. Like these people that don't listen to the show, now they're gonna go with the pick. Now everyone's on it. Now they're all gonna lose. So this week we're keeping it to ourselves.
Well, that was good.
I'm back to
we
basics.
started off with we had the Bucks. You had the Bucks minus a half point, and I honey holed that game because the Eagles covered the actual spread.
And this is literally exactly what we talked about on the show Wednesday, was because you liked Eagles against the spread because of the way the money was going and all those
and Tom Brady's inability to cover in primetime games.
Fonts factors. Oh yes, that was what it was. Whatever.
He's now 0-11 in his last 11 primetime games.
It's insane
against the spread.
So. Yeah, fuck the Ravens. Fuck you, Trey.
The Ravens are good.
I know you're having. I know they are.
The Ravens are good, man.
Trey, stop telling me they suck, please. Like, come on.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I see my quarterback, who I know damn well can run for 100 yards if he just wants to, and at the same time he can complete over 60% of his passes and throw for over 400 yards in a game. I'm sorry, that guy is fucking elite. He stepped up, and the Ravens still drop a lot of passes.
The throwing though just started this year.
Yeah,
his
throwing progression started this year, but I'm not gonna lie. It's honestly like if you just sit there and think about it, it's really crazy to think that he can't get better. Like he's super young, he can get better. Like he really can, and I mean he has. His completion percentage is well over 60 right now, which is phenomenal for what it used to be.
Yeah, he's definitely playing a lot better. He took a big step, especially after the week one. We thought that there was going to be curtains for the Ravens, everything that got going on down there, and now they're. I love football. I really do. I hate losing money on football. I hate gambling on football, but I love gambling on football at the same time. But like,
yeah, I'm gonna stop just blindly fading the Ravens. Like that's over.
Yeah, that's 100% over with. Sam Darnold. He gets the people going.
Is he good or is he not good? I don't know anymore.
Are you Team Carl or Team Alex Schick on this debate?
I started off the year saying Sam Darnold. I always thought Sam Darnold was a lot better than what people thought he was, just because he was on the Jets.
He had a bad game this week, and it's been a few bad games. And
tell you what,
I think it's your boy. Who's the Panthers fan?
Oh yeah, my boy Trav.
Yeah, he's always on Twitter. He hates Sam Darnold.
He's not a fan.
He's not
a fan of Sammy D.
He hates Sam Darnold. Every Sunday during the games, I look on Twitter and he like to tweet, and it's like, Sam Darnold is another fucking open guy. But no, he played really, really bad. Like bad enough to the point where, like the Panthers should have been concerned, and then, but this Sam Darnold has been the same since the Jets and since Washington with the Panthers. Now it's pretty much more of the same. It's bad decisions, great arm strength, think you can win a game, have a chance to win a game, lose a game. Great throw mixed in somewhere in the middle, and that was exactly what we saw this week.
He just pulls off magical plays.
Right, he threw one beautiful seam to move the chains, to give them a chance to extend the game and force an overtime drive, and he made the throw. It was a great throw. It was he found the seam and found the soft spot right in the middle of the field, and they moved up the drive, and he was able to do it. But you look at his box chart, his box score, whatever, and his completion percent is under.
Ugly. I think it was like 19 for 46. Or something like that.
If you're throwing the ball anything more than 45 times in the NFL, that means that some of your pass plays are most likely like little dumpy dump screens or whatever. You need to have a completion percentage of over. I was going to say 57, but I'm going to go with 60. If you're throwing the ball 45 times a game, you better be completing 60% of your passes.
It's got to be.
Like and I know, the Panthers lead the league in drops, 11 drops, but still, you can still take away the 11 drops. His completion percentage is still too low. He has flashes. That's been. That's nothing new. He's had flashes with the Jets. He's had flashes with the Panthers.
Like,
the thing that
just can't get it out of him.
He's going to be more successful in Carolina just because of all. Even if his game didn't get better, if he stayed the exact same quarterback he was in New York, like if he had better pieces around him, he could make things work. Have a better line, like things. By being put in a better situation, he automatically got better. I don't think he's taking the steps that the Panthers wanted him to. I think that the beginning of the season, everyone was really high on them and, praising Matt Rule and what he was doing. That obviously they come a little bit more back down to earth, but we'll see what happens. Little look ahead. I have them on my card this week against the Giants, but
I'm actually going to that game.
Really? First game of the season?
Yeah.
Tailgate time?
Bro. I had these tickets preseason, so like I'm talking like not even over the summer. I had these tickets.
Yeah, like I said, you probably.
So my aspirations were a lot higher then than they are right now.
If you wanted to, you probably would have to sell those tickets at a loss right now.
You know how unexciting this game's gonna be. There's no Kadarius Toney, no Saquon, no Sterling Shepard. Well, Sterling Shepard maybe. No Galladay.
No McCaffrey.
No Andrew Thomas. No McCaffrey. I don't get to see anybody.
See Sammy D.
I have Sammy D.
Sammy
D versus Danny Dimes.
Back in MetLife.
In MetLife.
I know.
Let me tell you, what are people going to be saying about Sam Darnold if by somehow, some way he actually loses the game?
For Sam Darnold's sake, I really hope he doesn't lose to Daniel Jones.
That'd be
and for my sake, because I have Panthers -3. All right. Into the picks from last week. Well, anything else? Anything we missed last week? Any bad beats? Any?
I don't think we've had any.
I would say
not that I remember. I don't think I had any really bad beats.
My
Normally, I
my
don't
worst
remember.
beat was on the bigger teaser, the plus 400 one. I needed on my smaller teaser last week. I needed over 46 in the Baltimore and Chargers game, and
Chargers
stopped at
put up
45. They didn't put up a fight, and they were literally talking about pulling their starters after, like halfway through the fourth quarter. It was ugly. So that was my bad beat of the weekend, but teasers, like, people don't really qualify that, and it was an alternate line, so it was a really chalky week. Lot of favorites, lot of wins for everyone except me.
I do.
A lot of wins for everyone except me.
I do have like 3 games to talk about like this week that I'm just like I don't really know what to do, and I was kind of gonna ask you what you're picking on these.
All right, let me hit these records quick, and then we'll get into it. Font, I think you're 44, 48, and 1.
That sounds about right. Yeah, 44, 48.
You could be 46, and 1, depending on if I counted wrong. Well, we'll get a correction for that next week. I'm 40, 52, and 1, and Chick is 52, 40, and 1. So Chick is still beating me pretty badly. God damn it, Chick. Like, come on, bro. You're not even from New York. I'm from Texas, bro. Everything's bigger in Texas, but like my bankroll needs a little bit more bigger than you got a job, dude. Let me get a few winners. My show picks, I went 2-2. Buffalo was I never normally pick the Monday night game. I shouldn't have picked the Monday night game, and I lost the Monday night game. It set me at 2-2, so minus 0.2 units. And then I lost both my teasers.
Yeah,
but
I think the Monday night game was my first Monday night loss of the year.
Dude,
I've normally been winning those games.
I've been so fucking bad on everything. It's like I can't remember.
Like, I've been really good at Monday night games, but I lost that one because. Let me just tell you how. I had Bills in the over. I took Bills in the over. So when we're going down there, I'm just praying for Sean McDonough. I said, please just kick the freaking field goal and go to overtime. So I had the Bills at minus 5.5. So I said, go to overtime, get the ball, score a touchdown, end the game, and I'll win. I'll cover. Just like how Dallas. Actually, that was a good beat for me because the way Dallas covered that game.
Yup, I was actually
so hyped.
That wasn't a bad beat. That was a really bad beat if you had the Patriots.
Oh,
like
terrible,
all time
terrible,
bad beat.
terrible.
Okay. Yeah. So then my teasers lost, and then. All right. What do you got for this week? We'll just go with that.
Yeah, this week, man. What about these 3 games with the double-digit spreads? It's Lions, Rams, Cards, Texans, and Bears, Bucks. Because I already know Chick said he's literally fading all 3 of these, and I was like, I don't know about that.
I think I took all 3 favorites too, right?
You took all 3 favorites.
I think
Chick
so.
Said Chick's going the op. He's going with all.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant all 3 dogs.
Took all 3 dogs.
In the NFL, a lot anything over like double digits.
The only team I think who will actually cover this, I honestly think the Lions are like a sneaky good play here. You know why? I think
Jared Goff revenge game
in LA. Dan Campbell just called him out, said he needs to play better. I think he might play pretty damn well.
I don't know, dude.
I mean, the Lions have been fighting. It's not like they're.
Dan Campbell cried last week.
They don't give up, man. They don't give up.
They gave up last week.
Well, true.
They rolled over the Bengals.
Yes.
The team that you were least like if they were a team where you think you'd be able to mount a big comeback on, it would be the Bengals because they've never been in a situation in the last 3 years where they're up like that.
The Bengals are just good this year, man. I don't know what it is.
They are good this week. They are good this year.
Joey B, Jamar Chase, man. LSU's running heavy through those Bengals right now.
Yeah, I mean, in college, it's not like a blanket rule where a double-digit spread, I'll take the points. But in the NFL, just generally, it's just every team, no one's as bad as you think they are. And no one's as good as you think they are.
Any given Sunday.
Exactly. And, any given Sunday, and last time we saw a bit, not the last time, but we had a huge spread this year in the Bills-Texans game, and the Bills
obliterated.
The Bills shit-kicked them.
No, I just think that's because the Texans are that bad. Like, I think I'm going to take the Cardinals on that just because, I mean, it's literally the best team in the NFL against the worst team in the NFL.
First of all, the Cardinals are not the best team in the NFL. They have the best record. They're not the best team in the NFL. Think they're better than the Bills?
Honestly, right now, maybe. Make a good case for it. The Bills have 2 losses. Cardinals don't have any. Cardinals have played some good teams.
True. Yeah, I mean, that was my other note. Was I just have Cardinals exclamation point, and then I was earlier in class today. I was just flipping through my notebook and like looking through.
Although I know the Cardinals aren't going to win every game, so
they're not going undefeated.
they're not going to go undefeated.
They're not going to have 1 loss. They'll probably end up with 3. Once they have to run back through that division again, they get the back half. You know,
They're definitely going to lose at least 2 games in that division.
like they're gonna lose a game to the 49ers.
I think they're going to lose. Yeah, they're going to lose 1 game to the Niners and 1 game to the Rams.
Yeah.
And they'll probably just sweep the Seahawks because Russell Wilson now is out. So now it's an easy fade the Seahawks all the time.
Oh, I love that. That was the Sunday night game. I had the Seahawks with the points. That was a nice win. Geno Smith win.
Yeah.
Rare.
Yeah, no,
Rare in the gambling world to see a Geno Smith win.
Are you taking the Seahawks again this week?
Fuck no.
Fuck. Monday night they're playing the Saints.
Oh, so in the pick-em I took them. I think
You took them, okay.
because
In
like
Seattle,
primetime
5-point
chaos. Right,
home
exactly. Like just a little bit of chaos. Like I could see that being a field goal game.
Saints just aren't that good either, man.
Don't know what to think of them either. There's so much I just don't know. I'm just glad we get an extra week at the regular season so we can figure everything out.
Oh, I love that so much. That's gonna be so much fun.
All right, I got 2 games I want to talk about before we get into the picks in the show and wrap up. Chiefs versus the Titans. Titans, 5.5-point dogs. Big win against the Bills last week. Chiefs, they won against Washington.
Well, they shit the bed that first half.
One last thing, actually, that reminded me. The football team's incompetence to schedule the biggest game, like for the ceremonial purposes of them retiring Sean Taylor's number, against the game where against the defending AFC champions, like arguably like one of the next best dynasties in football. Like maybe try and schedule a game where you can win.
Like I would have scheduled the Sean Taylor game.
Like people are gonna go come see Patrick Mahomes play no matter what. You're gonna sell tickets to that game.
I
Like
would have scheduled that game like against like the Giants. Or like
do it again. Do it like I don't know if they're playing the Dolphins this year, but like just do it in a game where maybe no one's gonna come in the middle of December. Like the team sucks. Everyone's checked out.
I mean, like the Giants did the Eli game against Atlanta. Like they were like, that's a game that we definitely could win. They should have won, but I'm not gonna go back into.
I know.
I can't go back in the previous week's rants. Like I'm just getting over it all. So like, let me not.
I know we don't do much college football on the show, but Ole Miss is retiring Eli's number this week. If you're a college football gambler, maybe look into that a little bit.
Although I think Matt Corral's not playing quarterback for Ole Miss.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
That's tough.
Oh, we'll wrap up the show with the Tennessee shit. Actually, so yeah, what are you thinking on that? You gonna lay the points? You gonna Chiefs, Titans? Who you got here?
I think I'm gonna take the Titans.
Titans.
Yeah. Take the Titans. You know why the Chiefs' run defense, not even Chiefs pass, Chiefs' run defense is actually worst in every statistical category against the run. And you're going up against the best running back in the NFL.
But when push comes to shove, do you think that Ryan Tannehill is able to make a throw or two when they need to win, like coming down the field?
That's the problem. Like I think he can make at least 1 or 2 throws. That's why they've been as successful as they have with Ryan Tannehill, because they haven't asked him to do much. Where it's like they might ask him, we need you to make this 1 throw or 2 throws. And not for nothing, he does have A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. I mean, a bad throw to either one of those guys, and they'll probably catch it.
Yeah, Julio made another ridiculous catch last week, and
it's
just a quick little friendly reminder that Julio Jones is still a very good fucking wide receiver. And then
I'm never gonna take the Titans just because Chiefs don't cover for shit.
Yeah, I don't remember who I gave you in the pick-em. Whatever I said, I'll rock with. But if I had to guess, I'd probably take the Chiefs just because, A, I'm not a fan of the Titans, and I just think big letdown spot after a big primetime win. You get the Chiefs. Maybe Chiefs are,
It's true.
Because even though the Chiefs are,
real.
even though the Chiefs are winning and they're still like the Chiefs, they are getting like the treatment like no one believes in them now. like everyone's like writing, their defense sucks. The stories are coming out. Mahomes isn't as good as he once was. Like the throws are catching up to him.
Making up for the Chiefs to make a run to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Like you don't need to. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is still a fucking phenomenal quarterback, and yeah. So that's one game, and then the next game I want to talk about was Panthers Giants. Panthers -3. Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, MetLife, 1 p.m.
No superstars. It's gonna be quarterback versus quarterback, really. Whoever can make their teammates better because they got nobody to elevate their talents.
Once you were running off those injury lists, the list of the Giants' injured players, I just couldn't think of a reason why this spread wasn't bigger. -3?
Should be.
What do you like on it?
Now listen, I wouldn't believe, or I wouldn't take anything that I say right here. I'm only taking the Giants because I'm going to the game. I'm sorry, but I can't go to a Giants game and be the one dick that's going to root against them because of a bet.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm going to the game. I kind of have to bet on them.
Oh, but especially in Jersey, like by rule, you have to bet on them.
Do you know how crazy I'm going to be going on FanDuel? I'm going to be sitting there at MetLife Stadium from about 8:30 to 4 when the game ends.
Shish.
I'm going to be there all day.
Responsibly, of course.
Responsibly.
Of course. Yeah. Again, we're having like a 2017 flashback where it's Daniel Jones versus Sam Darnold. Who do I want for the next decade? My answer is still Sam Darnold. Lay the 3. Panthers -3. Panthers get back on track and maybe – because, the Bucs are obviously going to run away with the NFC South, but there's no clear number 2. No. Saints aren't there.
I thought the Panthers were there, but they've really shit the bed the last 3 weeks.
Falcons obviously not.
How do you start off 3-0 and then and then drop 3 straight?
I don't know. All right. Wrapping up, I got my picks and my teaser. Now, there are my picks. I have 3 picks this week. Back to basics. 2 out of these 3 teams, Anthony, I've told myself I will never ever place another wager on again in my life. One of these teams, this rule was set in like 2018, and the other one was like once they lost to the Jets. I'm going Panthers -3. Just talked about that one, so we don't have to go again. Raiders -3.
Oh,
I thought they were going to fucking shit the bed last week. Their coach, they got a lot of shit going on. There's not so much focus on football. They came out. Booger McFarland's like their new – I forget what their coach named. He named him a top 5 foxhole guy.
Yeah, that's right. Top 5 fox – that's right. Top 5 foxhole guy.
So they won last week. I think they're playing – who are they playing?
They're playing the Eagles in Vegas.
Exactly. Raiders -3. Derek Carr's not as bad.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm taking the Raiders.
If they were going west to east, if they were playing in Philly, Eagles all day.
Yeah,
all day.
But
I think in Vegas, it's only 3. Like Raiders are still a competent football team.
I think Derek Carr's the type of guy that can rally his team around to like instead of letting John Gruden stuff hurt them. I think it's going to be used as like to help them.
You think
it's like a motivational type thing?
You think Derek Carr is leading your huddle? He'll fire you up a little bit.
I think so.
I don't know, dude.
I like Derek Carr.
I don't know.
I'm a big Derek Carr.
I don't know if I can respect a man who's got eyeliner on in a football huddle. Like that's not my style, dude. And then my last one, Falcons -2.5.
Oh boy, you're going to take the Falcons?
I've been so bad, Anthony, and everything that I'm doing. Actually, my show picks haven't really been that bad. I say that 11-8-1, but yeah, I don't know why I hate the board this week. I'm staying away from the double-digit spreads. I'm staying away from the Jets-Patriots game. Straight up, I do have the Pats, and I'll just do my teaser now then. Packers -2.5, over 51 the Chiefs Titans. Patriots -1 versus the Jets, and the Bears plus 18.5. 18.5. It's 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Last time the Bucs played the Bears.
Bears won.
Didn't go too well.
I had Bears money line last year when that happened.
Did not go too well for the Bucs.
It was a Bar Taco. Remember that game? That's plus 250. I went 0-2 in the teasers last week, obviously, just 'cause the fucking Chargers butt fucked me. Back to winning this week, though. Back to winning. You got any games?
I was thinking.
It's a little bit of a different show. We don't get to because the line.
Normally I pick the Thursday night game.
I know.
So by the time this comes out, Thursday night game's gonna
Yeah.
be going. But I'll say I took Broncos money line for this game. So when you watch this on Friday, you can either be like
Taylor fade. If he won it,
this guy's an absolute idiot, or you could be like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
all right, we can power of editing. Let's record an alternate version of that. All right. Never mind. I couldn't do the joke.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Just be like, in case who they're playing.
Browns.
In case the Browns win, you have the Browns. Just splice that in, Hunter. It's the power of editing on Thursday night. You'll know, but we don't know. Yeah.
We will not know. That's right. I think. Oh God. There's also a game that I'm not looking forward to picking. Colts Niners. It's Sunday Night Football.
I'm glad you talked about this game because
Sunday Night Football. I loved the Niners before the season. Now
I'm a big Kyle Shanahan believer.
Jimmy G is coming back, so
Jimmy G is back.
I still believe in the Niners. I still think the Niners are this.
I still kind of believe in Carson Wentz. I got burned a bunch this year. He's been playing sneaky.
He burned me like absolute crazy all year.
Last week? Oh no, I keep betting on the Colts and they keep disappointing me. But I don't know.
Actually, no, not when they played the Ravens 2 weeks ago. I took the Colts that game. They were underdogs, so it was a good idea. Wait,
they cover?
Did they cover? Actually, now I don't remember if they covered.
I think the Ravens are 6-0 ATS.
They damn well might be. And we're over here idiots.
Cowboys are really fucking good against the spread too.
Cowboys are 6-0.
Cowboys are.
Yes, I know.
They're off this week, right? I didn't see them on the board.
They're bye. They got a bye this week.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are a better team than the Cardinals.
The Cowboys have become like one of my favorite bets.
It's got hurt. The Jets.
It does kind of
the Giants side of
it.
you.
It does kind of suck, but hey, that's what it is. No, actually, the Ravens are 3-3 in the spread.
Never mind. I'm a fucking mumbling moron.
But I think the Cowboys are undefeated.
A few other notes from last week. Trevor Lawrence got his first win, despite Urban Meyer trying to railroad his career. The LSU job is okay. We're doing college football. We're wrapping up with college football. A lot of shit going on in college football this week. First of all, Tennessee Ole Miss ending.
That was a great game.
Great game. Bad call in the beginning that really kind of changed the tone of that game. But the most important part of that was
how bad Tennessee fans are.
Throwing golf balls and shit in the field. Like Lane Kiffin got drilled with a golf ball. Yeah. Who brings a golf ball to a football game?
That's something I really don't know. Yeah, I just had that.
Like, what were you just playing 18 and then you're like, well, all right, 18, and you walk across the Neyland Stadium and you just sit in this game? Like, no, what? Like, what kind of fucking grown man carries golf balls with them in their pocket?
Lane Kiffin Odell a water bottle that was thrown at his head.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like, he's got a history with Tennessee too, right?
He used to coach there.
Right. So I know they hate him. I know he's doing big things at LSU. At Ole Miss, but man, oh man, it was a great game. I love fans being back in the arenas. It's super cool. It was just like a crazy scene going on down there. And then I love him bringing it to the fucking press conference.
Oh, it's so great.
He's such a fucking savage.
Great. I mean, hey, that's why I love SEC football.
Just means more. Just means more. Yeah, and I think the SEC fined them like $10,000, something like that. Chump change. Literally. It's literally like, yeah, one donor will give them cover.
Yeah, really.
It should be like $100,000 per golf ball or some shit like that. Golf balls are dangerous. Like you trucking that thing, you could hurt someone. I know there's helmets in the field, but like, come on, let's use our brains, people. Use our brains, please.
You ever been hit with a golf ball? Like someone actually like swing a club and like.
One time, hit it right in the heel. It stung like a motherfucker.
You wouldn't believe how much those things actually hurt. But I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, when you smack a golf ball and it hits a tree, it rips off like bark, you're like, damn, that thing, they'll definitely fuck you up.
Those things fly, dude. And then Coach O, less than 5 years after winning a national championship,
That's right.
leading, Joe Burrow had the best quarterback season in any, in college football history under him. Apparently, he's just been banging donors' wives. Kind of crazy.
Wild.
Bring them to practice.
Yeah.
Letting their kids do drills. Man, I don't know. I don't know how you let this happen if you're LSU. There's got to be a lot more shit going on that we don't know about inside the locker room, or maybe players are just not bought in for him anymore, and he's not. Because Coach O went from being literally on top of the world and go Tigers to now he's doesn't have a job.
They fell off
Quick. I know Joe Burrow's obviously a generational player.
There was a lot more about that team too than just Joe Burrow. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's LSU.
Listen,
a
lot of
you can
Joe Brady.
You can recruit a lot of people.
Joe Brady left, yeah, and now there's two super big college football jobs open, LSU, USC, and now it's which one does Urban Meyer end up at? Urban's obviously not going to LSU. I think the only job Urban would take would be USC. But if you're talking which is a better college football coaching job, if you're LSU, you have the entire state. California, you're one of how many Power 5 football programs? You're cutting your state into tens.
At least.
And LSU, you're getting
Cal, Stanford, UCLA, USC. There's at least 4 or 5.
Right, and then you got Oregon, and then you got Oregon up north a little bit. He's got a little bit more tradition, in the last few years as far as winning goes versus USC. So yeah. I don't really know. College football is great. Iowa were fucking frauds. I told you that.
I was so mad about that Iowa game. I don't know if anyone was looking at my tweets. I was so pissed off. I literally
Why?
was I'm done betting on college football favorites.
You bet Iowa?
Oh, I bet Iowa.
Ugh, Anthony. Did you watch the Penn State game? The Iowa-Penn State game?
They won me that game.
You're telling me you watched that game and then you saw how much the game changed after Clifford got out and you're like, yeah, that Iowa football team is good.
No, I just thought that they were literally playing Purdue, bro. Come on, man. You're playing Purdue at home. It was only I think it was only a 11 or 12 point spread for college football. I was like, come on, bro. You guys got to win. Their quarterback threw 4 picks. They threw 4 picks. Are you kidding me?
It's like Zach Wilson shit.
That was truly unbelievable. And I hope you know that now that Iowa has officially shown the world that they're frauds. Alabama has just stepped right back up into the college football playoff.
The fact that you just put Alabama and Iowa in the same sentence when talking about college football, Iowa was never a real contender. Does Alabama play Georgia in the regular season?
No, they're going to play the SEC championship game though. Because
if Alabama loses, you're not getting a 2-loss Bama team is not getting in this year. Since he's undefeated.
There would have to be a lot of other teams to go to have 2 losses.
Be a lot of chaos.
It would have to be true chaos for a 2-loss team to make the playoff. But I don't know. SEC championship will be a good game. Not gonna lie, I feel like Nick Saban would get it done though.
Georgia's fucking good this year.
Yeah, I know. But
really good this year.
We'll see.
All right. Last thing before we wrap up. Obviously, at this point, it's Friday, and I would assume it's Friday when you're listening. It's Thursday when we're recording. No, that's some cheese. But if you've been following on Twitter, you've noticed the boys are in Vegas now. There's been 2 videos that came out that I've seen. One was from Topgolf.
That was phenomenal.
And one was the axe throwing.
I am not listening. I'm going to sit here right now. I am not one to critique anybody's golf swing.
Me either.
I've been playing golf for 2 years, and my swing is super inconsistent and not that good. But let me tell you something. Trey, my man, I understand you got 7 missing vertebrae in your back, but I've seen 70-year-old men swing a golf club better than that one.
Yes.
Trey.
Trey.
Adam knows.
I'm a wrestler, so I get to say this. You're a wrestler, dude. Like, we're meant to be on the mat. No clubs, none of that stuff. But the axe throwing shit was cool. He hit that.
I thought Jackson's axe throwing was great. Because
Jackson,
he had the camera
I know.
in one hand and just
It was awesome.
right at it.
Shout out those boys. And obviously, Chad was out there. Chad just could have gone 3 for 3. He missed the video, but nah. So give Trey Dalbert's golf swing. I think it's on Twitter still at media_vendetta. Follow myself at Adam Krieger 1997. Follow Anthony at ant_font1. You can follow the show on Twitter at Empire's Finest with the one in the Empire, and on Instagram the one in the Finest. What else? Make sure you like the video on YouTube. Keep liking, keep commenting. And what do you want to hear us talk about? Am I wrong? Am I right on what? My teaser going to hit? Is going to lose? Double-digit spreads. You like them? You don't like them? Lay the points. Take the points. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Should be back on track next week. Back to a Wednesday.
We'll be
Wednesday recording. Thursday.
Fine, normal time.
Thursday release. Enjoy your football. May your bets cash. And hot hike, I guess. I don't know.
Stay classy.
Stay classy. Empire. All right, that's gonna do it. Thank you again. See you next week.